Hi Rohit, are you there? Could you hear me?
Hello, is Rohit here? Hello,
Hello,
Hi
Hello.
Rohit.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
hi Rohit.
Is the voice audible?
Yes,
Yes.
yes Rohit, we can hear you.
Rohit, I will share the screen.
Hello.
Yeah, my mobile was down, so that's why. Yeah, Rohit, I could hear
My
you.
voice is coming?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
I'm unable to hear you.
Yes Rohit, we can hear you.
Christy, your voice is also not coming. Is it my speaker?
I can hear you, Rohit.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, it got mute actually. Yeah. Now can you hear? Can you just speak out?
Yeah.
Yes Rohit, yeah,
Yes, right.
Now you are getting my voice also, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we are good.
Right. So we have to see a concept known as models. And have you installed this DB browser?
Yeah, it's right.
Right. So once you open the DB browser SQLite, it will be showing like this. And in G Drive, we have a doctor application, and I want to create the models now. Okay. So before that, we have this db.sqlite3, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
If I open the database, it is already there in G drive. Doctor application DB SQLite3. How many tables are there?
0, nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Right? Now, what I want to do is, I want to write a particular model in such a way that based on that I can execute the things. Like say now, open the user. All the models will go inside the models.py. Forms in the forms.py. And every class here indicates it as a table. Each class will indicate it as a table itself. Okay.
அந்த
Now I'm
ஓடு
writing.
எடுத்து காலுக்கு குத்திக்க போறான் வைஷா அழகா எடுத்து வைக்காத அலருக்கு ஆரஞ்சு சட்னி குத்துரு ஆலரிக்கு வடகரி விட்டு அலருக்கு
So here register is there. In the register I have imported these models, right? As we have forms.form, we have models.model.
Model start model. Okay.
Space, how many fields you want to give? You want to give the username. The same way, yeah, like yesterday in the forms you have written forms.char field, right?
Mhm.
Here models.char field. The max length, how much you want to have. Password is there. Models dot again char field I can write. Max length equals to 100. Email is there. Models dot char field is there. Max underscore length equals to 100. Phone is there, and that phone is also again models dot char field. So these are the information we have taken, right? So that's the class we have written, right?
Mhm.
Now I open the CMD. For D doctor application or G doctor application, Python space manage.py run server. Okay. If you run server, it will run the program. But I want to create the particular thing. So what I have to do? Python space make migrations. So this migrations thing, it will convert that model into the table. That syntax or the structure will be converted in the form of table. The created model register, a model has been created. In order to store this in the database, migrate whatever that you have created, migrate it. So these many tables are required, which are created directly by the Python. We are not creating it.
how it directly create into DB? The connections we didn't made right in SQL.
Good question. Like in doctor application, we have settings.py, right?
Yes.
in the settings.py, we'll be having, at the starting, I've shown you one thing like database.
Yes, yes.
And what was the database here?
Right.
Oh, okay.
SQLite.
So if I install here, it directly, and I don't no need to do any settings. Once install, it will
Yes.
directly.
Default it's SQLite 3. If you want to change it to MySQL, you can change it. I'll show you the MySQL also.
Okay, okay. Yes, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a DB SQLite 3. Now I have created the migrations. I have migrated it. There were no particular tables, right? I'll open again. DB SQLite 3. Open. So I got 12 tables, right?
Yeah.
Auth group permissions, auth permission, auth user groups, Django admin log, content type, migrations, sessions, SQLite sequence. So all these are done by the Python server. Okay. Now we wrote register in the user app. So user underscore register is the table name which will get created. And I've given username 100, password 100, email 100, phone 100. So it created with this with the integer ID which is not null, right?
By default, it is taking as not null for all the columns.
Yes, by default it take it as not null, and this is as the fields what I wrote inside this particular class, right? Next, I have written a particular thing here, right? So next thing, I'll create a form now, and from the form I want to retrieve the data and store in the database. A registration will do. So we just need the form action. So first thing, user models is the thing what we are looking for, what we already created. And the second thing, views.py. So here already we wrote this home, right? I'll remove this thing. I don't want the forms now. Without the form, I'll create a form myself. And again, I'll show you that form. Next, I need to open the URLs. So every time these things will be changing. The HTML part will be there. Yesterday we created index.html, right? This also I don't want, index. And the URLs .py, I'll just change this thing. So I'll create a form now. I'll write a HTML page. And here form will be there. The method equals to post. Either you have to give a get or post. And yesterday we have seen one thing like CSR tokens, right? CSRF tokens. CSRF tokens, right? What was that for? To provide security for the data what you are trying to use. In the text box, whatever the data you will be writing, that will be encrypted and given to the views.py. For that, we are writing this CSRF token. It's mandatory. Without that, it will give error. We already seen this thing in the last class. Input type text. name equals to username, placeholder, what I have to change here? Password I have to change. Email. I'm just having an email. Phone. Phone is there. The last thing will be input type submit a val equals to register. Now I just want to have this form some things like break, break, break. Center tag h1 welcome doctor register page. Save it as inside this particular templates I want to save it. So in G doctor application user templates, I'm trying to save it as register.html. So what I've done, I've just created a page with the name register.html with a form action of 4 fields, similar to that of the particular thing. Okay. Now, what we have to do now is write a views. Already I've opened it. So in this views, I want to write a particular thing. First, from user dot models import register. Is it the same register we have written? Yes, we got that thing. And after that, I need to write a particular def insert record. I want to insert a record. Whatever the method you want to write or the function you want to write, you can write it. If the request dot method, here inside the HTML, we have post, right? So you need to write it as post here. The request dot method double equals to post. If it is true, okay, and if request dot post dot get, whatever you are getting is a username, it's there or not, we are checking it. Okay. So I need to write the same way for all the 4 things. Request dot post dot get, I need to retrieve for the password. So here password will be there. Phone will be there. if I got all those values, I have a register model. I need to link it with that. So what I'm trying to do, s equals to register, a normal variable I've taken, and from the register, how many fields are there? I'm just mapping it to the s. So s contains all those things. Now s contains the username. So s dot username equals to, what is it? This request dot post dot get username that we have to write. Next, s dot password equals to request dot directly the password thing. Try to copy paste, it will be easy. If you type again, some mistakes will come with the spellings and it will be a problem. So email will be coming as dot phone. I got the phone thing. Okay. And in order to save these values in the database, this S has a function known as save. To get is will be there. Get all objects. Objects will see those things also. So once it's there, return render and the request register.html itself. To the same page I'm trying to render. Next thing we'll see a login page, and to the login page will render. Else, see this else is for the first if. So here return render, I'm just saying the same page again. Register.html, because we have only one page till now. Is this thing clear? Any doubts in this thing? First the values there are not we are checking, and then the values will be stored inside the variables of the database, and that will be saved.
Okay. Yeah.
Next, in the urls.py, I need to write this thing, right? What I have written, insert record.
So this will get inserted into the table where we return the models registered dot the table name.
Yes, in this table, user underscore register, it will get registered. Okay. So next thing, I've just changed that urls.py, right? Register slash figure use.insert record will get executed. Let's see whether everything is working fine or not. In this manage.py run server. Every time this will come, the circular import. In the models.py or the, sorry, in the models.py or the views.py, we have done some mistake again. Any spelling mistake, check the thing. Request reqwst dot method. User dot models we have written, render import we have done. We don't require the HTTP response, no need to have it. Register we have written properly. Return render request comma register.html, everything is correct. phone, email, password, get a request.
Do we
Post
need to
get.
allocate any name
Which
in the
name way?
render after register.html?
Not required. We are not passing any value, right?
Okay. Mhm.
If you're passing any value, it's required actually. But not we are not passing any value. And let's check it out. Models.py. Model I've written. Models spelling is correct. Dot char field is there. FIELD, it's correct. F is capital. Max underscore LENGTH equals to 100. Yeah, it's correct. So we got created. The table is got created, right? So there is no problem with this. Either this and this, we have the problem. Oh, we didn't save it. And this only we have a problem actually. I just have to write this in this particular part, right? Something is different. From user import views. Is it because of this line? No, I guess register username, save, render. Let's keep a else for this also and check. I've written only one thing, right? For this, if oh, I didn't give any space here, yeah, that's a problem actually. Rid of this. After the if I didn't give the space actually, that's the problem. Next, let's see. Anything else is missing? The blocks, what it is there. Yeah, now it's getting executed, right? Small mistakes only will be there. So enter username. I'm entering Ravi. Ravi is the password. ravi@gmail.com, some phone number I entered, register. It came to the same page. Let's go to the browser. In this browse data is there. Select the user register. You got the values right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is what you can say. From the models, create a table in the DB SQLite, then store it in the particular database. Okay. Let's do one thing. In the doctor application, in the settings.py, let's change this to the MySQL part. Here it's db.sqlite3 is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I need to change it to the MySQL. So backend is not SQLite3 now. It's MySQL. So I'll change the backends dot MySQL. And what's the database name? I need to create a database name, right? Open the MySQL. So create database. Tell me a database name. Any name will be fine.
Yeah, doctor application.
Okay. Doctor application. I created a doctor application. In that, use doctor application. Create table register ID as int of 10, auto increment. And
So
we need to
for PL/SQL, it will not create the tables automatically. We need to create table in MySQL.
I'll show you that then, because let's see. I need to have a database, right? It can't create the database directly. Let's see, I have created a database without the
Yes.
table. We'll see once, then we'll go there. Okay. Like name is there. So what are the names we have? Already the name is given as SQLite base directory in the SQLite 3, right? Now I'll change this thing. So what is the name of the database? What we created? Doctor application, right? And we have a user. What is the username? What I just used? User is root. Password is also root itself. So I'll just use this password.
So root is a default username password for MySQL.
Root is a username default. Password also I give it as root. If you want, you can change at the time of installation. So whatever you use, the same thing must be used here. And the host will be there, like is it in the server or in our system? So if our system is there, localhost represents our IP address, right? And we have port. Like if you just say what is the port of MySQL port number. So the default port number is 3306, right? It's universal. Any system it will be showing the same thing. If you want, you can change it also. But till that time, what is it? 3306, right? So these details I have created. Doctor application, MySQL, and I want to interact with that particular thing, right? Table I didn't create. Save this thing. Python space manage.py space make migrations. What is it saying? No changes detected because we didn't change anything inside that particular part. And here the table will not be getting created. Am I having any table here? So make migrations works only with the DB SQLite 3. It doesn't work for the MySQL part. Okay. In the MySQL, you need to create the table and access the data, you can say. So I have to create table register with that ID as int of 10, auto increment, username varchar of 50, password varchar of 50. Email will be there, which is also our wish how much size we want to give. And if you want, you can write in the next line also. After the comma, it's a phone, which is a varchar of 50. And primary key for the particular ID. Without the primary key, it won't execute. That's the thing we required. We created a table, a describe register. We changed the particular things, database details also. Now let's do one thing, run this server. Nothing else I'm changing, just the database things have changed. Shiva I'm giving. Shiva and some phone number. Okay, it should be user underscore register. I forgot. Actually, it takes the app name also, right? It should be the app name and the particular table name. User underscore register. Describe user underscore register must be the thing. Let's do one thing again, send this values Shiva. Select star from register, right?
User.
Yeah, use underscore register. We got the values, right?
Yeah.
So we were able to create the registration part using a form and the models and the views. So this is MVT, model view templates, right? And if
See, without form, using an HTML, we can create the screen and directly map into database.
right, in the form also we can do it with the form.
Yeah, that's what my question. Yeah, from the form we need to have a connection with DB, right? If we
Yes,
use only.
two ways are possible. I'm saying this is also possible and that is also possible.
Okay.
That form will map directly because here we are mapping, right?
Yeah.
Now I want to go to the login page from the registration. Okay. So what I have to do, open a user page, templates. I have a register already. Copy the entire thing, paste it here. Instead of having all those things, I'll just say email and password. If you want username password, you can have username and password. Login.html, right? So in the views also, what I have to do, I have to change it to the, if that save details are done, go to the login.html. Okay. So what I have to do, it's getting reloaded. Yeah, it's working fine. And in this, I need to change login page. Yeah, login page is done. Kiran is there, kiran@gmail.com. So it's coming to the login page, right? So this is just redirecting to the login page. Whatever you want to redirect, we can redirect directly.
I mean, I just missed. How it is going to that? We are calling this HTML.
Render request. Once that save is done, go to the login.html.
Okay.
Okay.
But we just redirect to HTML, but we haven't stored that values in the DB.
We have stored it. Save. Yeah, login. We didn't check anything. Save means it will save into the database, right?
Yeah, save only for the about table. For login, we don't have any table.
Same table we can use it for login also, right? Login means what?
Oh, okay.
Select the username and password what you have given. If it matches, go to the home page, right?
But we didn't map this login column with the DB. Okay. We are having the same column name, but we are using in 2 pages.
Yes, basically anywhere registration and login will be having the same table. Because what you registered, the same thing you will check it in the login page, right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. And if you want to store it in a separate table also, you can do it. Write a login thing and save it in that also. It will come. So we'll see login with the form and login on the Monday's class. You just have to check with this SQLite and the MySQL part. Both the things you need to check it. Okay.
Okay.
And Oracle I didn't try previously. I guess we'll try it once with Oracle. XC will be there, username, system, password manager, localhost 1521.
Yes.
And starting run SQL command line. The values might change, I guess. Connect system by manager is the username and password. We just have to check whether any register table is there or not. To create
User underscore register. Yeah.
Yeah, user underscore register. But sequence, how to give the sequence here? Let's ID number as 10 and primary key.
Yeah, we need to create a sequence separately and assign here.
But how to assign it to the Python thing? Python, how it will access the sequence name? Let's do one thing. Without the ID, we'll try the username and password and check it once. Varchar of n. Password of varchar of 20. Email of varchar of 20 or 30. Phone of varchar of 10. We created a table now. Let's check it out. It's working or not. Model name CX Oracle. CMD. Pip install CX Oracle. Install CX Oracle now. Because it was giving the name, no module name CX Oracle, I just installed that module. Command prompt with the administrator mode you need to open. Administrator mode, then only it will come. And again, what's the error? Oracle client library is at version 10.2, but version 11.2 or higher is needed. Oh, I have Oracle version as 10.02, 10G. But it's saying that Oracle client library is at version 10.2, but version 11.2 or higher is needed. So you need to try it with the higher version. If you have, just try it first. Okay. Just a module is required, CX underscore Oracle for the MySQL. And for the MySQL also, you need a particular pip install MySQL connector. This is also you need to install if you want to have it. It will give you an error. At that moment, you didn't directly have it because I already installed it, right? So pip install MySQL connector. Just remember this command. And for the Oracle, pip install CX Oracle. Okay. So do the DB SQLite browser and the MySQL part for sure. And next class we'll see the login and all the different things. Patient also will create. User is there now. Doctor, patient, different things we can create. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, okay.
Right. That's it for today. We'll meet on Monday then.